In this module, we are going to talk about different waves in globalization theory. The first wave, the flow of goods and services increased owing to the communication revolution. Relatively free economic flows between the countries. Economic interconnectedness was more prominent even than today. Massive number of people migrated in search of new employment opportunities and better lifestyle. Approximately 60 million people left Europe. Likewise, the trend of international migration increased in other important regions of the world. So this is how that industrial revolution and communication revolution is contributing in the life of the people, that they started thinking that they can go in other parts of the world for better opportunity of life. Great Britain was the world's leading economy during the first wave of globalization. The Free Trade Pact of 1860 between the Great Britain and France fostered free trade. Subsequently, many European countries incorporated the free trade system. The gold standard was introduced by the Great Britain in 1816 as their currency succeeded in attaining stable value. अगर आप ये ज़रा गौर से देखें कि जितनी ये इंपीरियलिस्ट पावर्स थी, इन्होंने ही खुद ये तमाम डिटर्मिन करना शुरू कर दिया कि वर्ल्ड पॉलिटिक्स कैसे होएगी, किस तरह से इकोनॉमी और उनकी मईशत जो है होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि उन्होंने दुनिया में अपना फैलाव बहुत ज़्यादा कर लिया था. उस इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन की वजह से उनको दुनिया के मुख्तलिफ मुल्कों को कॉलोनीज बनाने का मौका मिला. जब वो कॉलोनियल पावर्स के तौर पर उभरी, फ्रांस और ब्रिटेन, तो उन्होंने अपने तरीकों को डिक्टेट करवाना शुरू कर दिया. सेकेंड वेव, ब्रेटन वुड्स एग्रीमेंट ऑफ 1944, पोस्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर II पीरियड फेवर्ड ग्लोबल इकोनॉमिक इंटीग्रेशन. Role of international regulations to support free economic flows. USA was the leading economy during the second wave of globalization. Dollar became the dominant currency. If you could see that after the Second World War, the economy of the whole Europe was depleted. And US, who was not initially the part of the Second World War, and at the end it has to be the part owing to the Japanese bombardment upon Hawaii in the other parts of the United States of America. And United States of America emerged victorious after the Second World War. और उसकी मईशत इसलिए यूरोप से भी बेहतर थी. तो उस वक्त अमेरिका एक बड़ी ताकत के तौर पे उभरा, जो कि कैपिटलिस्ट ब्लॉक को लीड कर रहा था सोवियत यूनियन के मुकाबले में, जो कि सोशलिस्ट ब्लॉक को लीड कर रही थी उस वक्त. दूसरी जंग अजीम के बाद दो ब्लॉक बने थे, मैंने पहले भी बताया. सोशलिस्ट ब्लॉक वाज लेड बाय अर्स्टवाइल सोवियत यूनियन एंड कैपिटलिस्ट ब्लॉक वाज लेड बाय द यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका. Bretton Woods Agreement of 1944. The post-World War II international economy was less open than the prior to World War I. The international economy was more open than post-World War II period. Before World War I, free international flow of economy was encouraged. The basic purpose of Bretton Woods system was to control the international flow of capital by the governments. If you could see that before First World War or after the First World War, there was more destruction, and I would say there was less development technologically, industrially, and culturally. But after the Second World War, more countries of the world came into existence. So there was a larger number of interaction of countries, and there were three types of revolution after the Second World War: industrial revolution, communication revolution, and individual revolution, means population. The following two important organizations were established during the second wave of globalization. The World Bank, IBRD, which was known as IBRD before being at World Bank, named as World Bank, International Monetary Fund, IMF. IBRD stands for International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. Later on, World Trade Organization was established in 1955. International capital flow increased, new businesses potentials and intensified due to globalization. Now, I would like to explain here the difference between World Bank and International Monetary Fund. World Bank is usually deal with the macro and development projects. As far as IMF is concerned, it usually relates or sustain the economy of the countries through their currency values and micro projects. If you could see here different waves in globalization theory, time period is given there, 1860 to 1940, and then 1944 to 1971, 1989 to onwards. There was technology, political leadership, commerce, trade and service, capital movement and migration. It will give you a detailed analysis that how different waves in globalization theory were happening and determining the global politics.